friends, today some remaining part of that n factor about the equivalent weight we'll discuss, and then we'll go to the points of topic. So on that day, in the previous video, we have seen that equivalent weight is equal to its atomic weight or molecular weight of species divided by n factor. So this n factor was very important concept, and we have seen this n factor for elements, then for the non-redox reactions, then for the redox reactions. Some points are to be covered. So if the species for which we want to define equivalent weight is acid, then n factor for that acid is nothing but its basicity. N factor for acid is nothing but basicity. So what is basicity actually? It is the number of replaceable protons. Number of replaceable protons in the from the species or in the species. One thing should be remembered, ये ध्यान से याद कर लो, वो हाइड्रोजन एसिड में से निकलता है जो हाइड्रोजन किसी स्ट्रांगली इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव एलिमेंट से अटैच है. Which are the strongly electronegative elements? Oxygen is there, nitrogen is there, fluorine is there, और क्लोरीन is there. तो बात ये है दोस्तों, if that hydrogen atom in the acid is attached to a strong electronegative element like oxygen, like nitrogen, like fluorine or chlorine, then that hydrogen is replaced. अभी मान लो, अभी एग्जाम्पल HCl is there, HNO3 is there, like this, H2SO4 is there, that is another category. So acetic acid is there, we can take in the same category. So acetic acid is there. So all these species are acids. And how to find out equivalent weight of these acids? Their molecular weight divided by n factor. What is that n factor? N factor is nothing but their basicity. What is that basicity? Number of replaceable hydrogen atoms from the molecule, and provided that these hydrogen atoms are attached to such electronegative elements like Cl, nitrogen or oxygen. So here one proton is released, giving Cl minus. One proton is released, a replaceable proton is 1, and therefore for these acids equivalent weight will be equal to their molecular weight 36.5 divided by 1 is equal to 36.5. Here molecular weight 63 divided by 1 is equal to 63, and here 60 divided by 1 is equal to 60. So दोस्तों ये species डिस्कस करना बाकी था. एसिड है तो basicity, and accordingly अभी all these are acids which gives only one proton, and therefore they are called by the name as monobasic acids. All these acids are called by the name as monobasic acids. Their replaceable protons only one from the molecular formula. अभी oxalic acid है H2C2O4, मान लो H2SO4. How many replaceable protons are there? This is attached to oxygen, this is attached to sulfur. So electronegative, and therefore here 2 protons are replaced or released, and here also 2 protons are released. So these acids are called by the name as dibasic acids, and for dibasic acids the basicity will be 2, and therefore its molecular mass is 126 divided by 2, that is equal to 63, and its molecular mass is 98 divided by 2, that is equal to 49. So acids, maybe there are different types. Some acids are monobasic, some acids are dibasic, some acids are tribasic, etc. One point that is to be remembered, I will tell you, very important concept. There are 2 acids. I will write the formula. First is H3PO4, called by the name as phosphoric acid, and the second one is H3PO3, called by the name as phosphorus acid. तो अभी सीधा सा सवाल पूछ लिया फॉर्मूला देख के कि इसका बेसिसिटी क्या होगा और इसका बेसिसिटी क्या होगा, तो बहुत से लोग इमीडिएटली आंसर देते हैं कि इसके रिप्लेसेबल प्रोटॉन्स 3, also 3, बोथ आर ट्राइबेसिक. लेकिन दोस्तों आधा आंसर बराबर है, दिस इज ट्राइबेसिक बट दिस इज नॉट ट्राइबेसिक. तो अपना जो कंसेप्ट है पहला वो अभी यहाँ पे एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए काम आता है. P डबल बॉन्ड O, सिंगल बॉन्ड O, OH, सॉल्वेंट H3PO4. अभी इसका फॉर्मूला अगर H3PO4 है, लाइक दिस स्ट्रक्चर है, तो दिस हाइड्रोजन इज अटैच्ड टू इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव ऑक्सीजन, दिस हाइड्रोजन इज अटैच्ड टू इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव ऑक्सीजन, and this hydrogen is also attached to electronegative oxygen. So all these are replaced and therefore its basicity will be equal to 3 and equivalent weight will be equal to molecular weight divided by 3. मगर यहाँ पर आप देख लो P डबल बॉन्ड O, सिंगल बॉन्ड H, सिंगल बॉन्ड OH and single bond OH. So this is the formula of phosphorus acid. अब यहाँ पर hydrogen atoms are 3 but all hydrogen atoms are not attached to electronegative element, only 2 are there. So this is one hydrogen, this is another hydrogen. This hydrogen cannot be replaced in form of proton because it is not attached to electronegative element, either oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine or chlorine. So इसका basicity हुआ 2 and therefore its equivalent weight will be equal to molecular weight of this phosphorus acid divided by 2, and here it will be molecular weight divided by 3. So in this way this n factor is variable, different one, and therefore we have to write in general equivalent weight is equal to atomic weight or molecular weight divided by n factor. Now acids के लिए n factor हुआ basicity. Now what is the n factor for a base? If your species under consideration is a base, तो बेस के लिए n फैक्टर होता है its acidity. उल्टा याद रखो, acid is having basicity, base is having acidity. So what is this acidity? It is either acceptance of proton or release of OH minus is called acidity. NaOH, KOH, NH4OH are bases. It accepts one proton, that proton reacts, combines with OH to give H2O plus H2O and plus Na plus, H2O and K plus. Then here also NH4 plus water. So they are accepting one proton. It also accepts one proton, also accepts one proton, and also accepts one proton, or releases one OH minus, releases one OH minus, and releases one OH minus. So all such type of bases which are capable of accepting a proton or releasing one OH group, all of them are called monoacidic bases. All of them are called monoacidic bases. And in such type of monoacidic bases, equivalent weight will be equal to its molecular weight divided by that acidity. N factor is acidity, and here acidity is 1, and therefore the molecular weight of NaOH is 40 divided by 1 is equal to 40. इसका 56 है molecular weight, divided by 1 equal to 56, and इसका 35 divided by 1 equal to 35. So for all monoacidic bases, equivalent weight and molecular weight is same. There is no difference between these two, like this. Now some dibasic are there. For example, magnesium hydroxide either accept 2 protons or releases 2 OH minus. Therefore, equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight divided by 2. aluminum hydroxide is there, that is triacidic base, replaces 3 OH minus or accept 3 protons, and therefore its molecular weight divided by 3 will be equivalent weight for aluminum hydroxide. So दोस्तों यहाँ पर आप लोगों को एक बात याद या समझ में आती है कि हर एक स्पेसिस में n फैक्टर डिफरेंट होता है. मोनोएसिडिक बेसिस में n फैक्टर एसिडिटी दैट इज 1, डाइएसिडिक बेसिस में n फैक्टर 2, triacidic basis में n factor 3, like that. Sometimes there will be acceptance of protons only. See, NH3 ammonia molecule, if you consider, now this ammonia molecule is having one lone pair of electron with it, so it can't release OH minus. इसके फॉर्मूले में OH minus तो नहीं है, so it cannot release OH minus, but it accepts one proton and there is formation of NH4 plus ion. So again here acceptance of proton is 1 and therefore molecular weight divided by 1, that is acidity, it is nothing but its equivalent weight. So in this way it may be a species having OH, it may be a species having no OH, till we can apply the concept of accepting a proton, and depending on that or from that we can calculate equivalent weight of that particular metal, so that species. So this is the next concept, that is if you apply this n factor to base. Now if you apply this n factor to ions, the factor will be charge present over the ion, the charge present over the ion, this will be n factor. Both simple concepts are there. For example, Cl minus ion. Now how to calculate equivalent weight of this? The ionic weight of Cl minus, that is equal to atomic weight, that is 35.5, divided by charge present on the ion. The charge present on the ion is 1 and therefore the equivalent weight of Cl minus will also be equal to 35.5. Cl minus is also equal to 35.5. Now if it is some another ion, for example it is carbonate ion, CO3 minus 2. So what is the charge present over the ion? It is minus 2. What is the molecular weight of carbonate? It is 12 plus 48, 60 divided by 2, that is equal to 30 will be the equivalent weight of carbonate ion. NO3 minus, nitrogen 14 plus oxygen 48, 62 divided by charge present over the ion is 1, so equivalent weight is equal to 62. So दोस्तों, equivalent weight and n factor, these two are very important concepts in our syllabus. Different species we come across for which we have to apply this concept and find out the n factor. Once you got the n factor, you can easily calculate the equivalent weight of the species. तो आज का लेक्चर यहीं पर ही खत्म कर देते हैं.